Hi, it's Rodney with Jeepers Outpost. Today I'm going to show you how to install a Where to the Pavement End Sprint top for a Jeep TJ, particularly a 2001 model. This top it's a fastback type top. It is a frameless top. So I'll be showing you how to do that. Tools that you're going to need to do this job with is going to be a Phillips head screwdriver, a Torx 15. You're going to need a 3/16 drill bit. You're also going to need a 4.5 millimeter drill bit, and of course a drill. Now what this particular top uses, your existing hardware that came with soft top on the Jeep. Now my Jeep did not come with a soft top, so I had to search Craigslist or Facebook, wherever you want to look, and I found somebody selling all the parts I needed. So what you're going to keep on my video, as mine didn't come with a top, I will not be showing you how to remove your hardware. So you'll be able to, I think you use some Torx bolts, things like that. But of the hardware that comes with your soft top, what you'll be needing, main pieces is of course going to be, it's going to be the header right here. You're going to need both of the door surrounds. You're also going to need the tailgate receivers for your back window, and you're also going to need that the tailgate bar right there. That is the parts that you'll be using off of your factory top. Okay, so in the box, what I've got here, you have a rear bow for the rear window, you have a driver side bow, and also a passenger side bow. This particular top, over the driver and passenger seats, it will flip back if you choose to do that. Now what I've done here is one of the most important things you probably do before you install a top. So I've laid it out in my yard under the sun, let the thing get hot. By doing that, it makes it more pliable, it will stretch better. This fabric is always, when you get a new top, it's going to be very fitted, and it's going to be kind of hard to get on there. So it's very important that you put the top out and let it get warm before you install it. If you don't already have your tailgate brackets installed, you'll need to install those, and you'll also need to install your door surrounds. For our next step, we're going to install the swivel brackets. That's the part your top will swing back on. To do that, this is one tool I didn't tell you. You can either get an awl, or in my case, I am just using my pocket knife to mark the areas. I've also brought out a micrometer to do the measuring, because the measurements are in millimeters. So to mark my first hole right here, per the instructions, it is measured 18.5 millimeters from the inside to here is 18.5 millimeters, and then your next center point is going to be 9.5 millimeters. And so you measure from here, the outside here to here, gets your 9.5. That gives you your center point there. And of course I use the tip of my blade to kind of bore a hole just to keep my drill bit straight when I drill it. Next hole, again, it's going to be 18.5 millimeters from the inside to the hole, center hole, and then it's going to be 19 millimeters from your first hole, from center to center on your second hole. Again, I etch those with a knife, and of course I just bore it out a little bit so that keep my drill bit going straight. And these will be the holes you'll be using the 4.5 millimeter drill bit on. So after you've gotten your holes drilled, you'll get the pivot brackets. Now what you'll need to do is you make sure that the pivot brackets, the L is going to face inward to the cab. Use that bracket. You also, this is where your Torx screws will come into play, so you'll need your 15, you'll need your Torx 15 to do that. This is the receiver part. This goes on the bottom. You tighten the screws down on that, and your first bracket will be in place. Once you've done that, you do the exact same thing to the opposite side. Okay, so I've gotten both of my pivot points mounted. Again, make sure your L is facing inward towards the cab. I got one over there mounted. So our next step is we're going to mount the both of our front bows to the header. So our next step, what we're going to do, we're going to drill out the screws that are holding the factory bows on. So we're going to remove those from the header here. And again, to do that, we're going to use a 3/16 drill bit. And you'll need to be sure to drill these all the way through. Because I have tried to remove these rivets, pull them back, they will not do that. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to drill the hole all the way through. Once you get that done, just bump it a few times. And you get your header off. Alright, next thing we do, we have the factory bows drilled out. We're going to put on the aftermarket bows that came with our top. What you need to do, you need to make sure that the nipple portion here faces inward. It's the same on both sides. Just shot down there. Back up here. Alright, just slide these over. They will need a little encouragement. And what you'll do is get the holes that's already in this lined up with the hole that you just drilled the rivet out of. And after that, you'll put your 3/16 Phillips head screw in. These things fit nice and snug. It will take a bit of effort to get them in, which is good, so they won't be going anywhere. Now, I have both of my bows installed on my header. Stop. All right, guys, our next step is we're going to attach the header to the top itself. Now, all the factory headers, they have multiple holes drilled in them where the factory top mounted to it. The instructions for this top tells you to cut a slit, and I noticed there's some of them already has a slit in there for the screw to go through. What I did notice is they only they give you limited amount of holes through the hard plastic piece here that pulls it down, less than what there is actually in the header. As I am one to overkill everything, I think that I will be putting screw in every one of the holes. Just makes me feel better, so I know that it is more secured. So give me a minute, we'll be right back. All right, guys, as I said, I went overkill on this, and I put a screw in every place there was for a screw. Hopefully, if you have your stock top, you have all the screws. I did not have the extra screws in the top, so I had to, of course, dig through my parts bin to get those extra screws. So I got those in. That is done. So the next step is to put the bow in. A little pocket right here that it'll slide into. Let's see if I can hold the camera and do this. And so, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, so it's sliding in there very nicely. And then here on the ends, they have a little J hook. The J hook goes there, and the J hook on. Get on this other side. Alright, so the bow is installed. So next we're going to have to get this top up on the Jeep. Alright guys, as you can see, I've managed to throw this top on my Jeep. So here's what we have to do. So your pivot bars, you notice these little nipples here, they pull back and it retracts a pin. That pin will, of course, mount in a pivot bracket. Just like that. It's just nice and secure. So you do that to both sides, of course. So let's go get the other side. And I'm sure if you're not shooting a video, you'll be able to do this much more easily. That's snapped in place and it is secure. All right, great. Now let's strap the top down. All right, guys, now it is time what we do now is we're going to strap this top over our roll bar. Now, in the instructions, it tells you to loosen up your speaker bar, kind of get a little slack there so you can get your strap through, tighten the strap down. If you'll see, I have removed my covering from my roll bars, and so I have ample room to slide the straps through, so that's what I've done. So let me get that. We're going to do these on both sides, tighten them down. We got one over here also. We'll do that on both sides, and then we'll move on back. All right, guys, this is why we do the how-to videos. So I have tightened these straps over my roll cage, my roll bar, just as instructions asked me to do. And I'm not very happy with it. Now, I've done enough of these tops to know I want tension on the top, and so this is a step I want to change. I'm going to do these after I do the rear ones. So what I want to do, I want to pull so we have straps back here. I want to pull those straps tight. I want the top nice and taut. So basically, we're pulling all the way from the rear. I got the top secured, and you can see it tightens it up nicely. So if I tighten it up like that, it puts tension, and then we will worry about tightening up the metal straps. Okay, guys, let's see if I can do this the best I can. So again, this is the bottom of the buckle. This is the top of the buckle. You go in through the bottom to go over, go back down through the top, and that will secure the strap. On the end here, you have a J-hook. These J-hooks will come down and they will attach on the inside the tub just like that. Now you cinch them down, pull your top nice and snug. All right, on to the next step. All right, guys, so the next step on this was installing the rear window, which I've already got done here. There is a track. You'll see that track right there. These two little J hooks. They slide into one another. So you just thread that on there and it slides right down. Now, it will, as mine has several times, it will pop out of that. And I'll probably do it until I get the side windows on there. So that's probably a little something you have to deal with. Maybe get some help to hold it up there until you get the side panels on. So that's what we'll be doing next, put on side panels. All right, guys, as per the instructions, it tells us to get the zipper started a couple inches, which we've done. So once you do that, next thing we're going to do, you're going to take the hard plastic portion here. It slips into the grooves. We'll slide those into the grooves, and then we'll push out that. There is Velcro up here that you'll have to pull back to get to the zipper. Hopefully you can see that okay. We'll zip this thing up at the top, and then we'll come down and we'll put the hard plastic bottom into my track and the bottom, and then of course we'll do that on both sides. Okay, guys, let me catch up with what I've done. So we got the side windows on. Some of this stuff had gotten kind of painful, to tell you the truth. So anyway, it tells you to start with 2 inches up here on the zipper. That we did, and then it tells you to thread these. And of course we did that too, and that tells you to pull these down. Well, what I found out is you need to, when you do this stuff, you need to do both sides at the same time, because if you pull one side down, it pulls the top to you and it makes it impossible to do the other side. So what I did is I ultimately loosened up the bottom here. I went ahead and I kept it in the track here, zipped all the way across the top, and I just simply came around to the other side and did this other side at the same time. Now what I did is, of course, I got the zipper in there, 2 inches, I did the track, and then I closed the zipper off, and then I pulled this side down, and then I went around and pulled the other side down. Then I'll move on to the back window. That has been a painful process in itself. As you know, one of the previous steps, it tells you to hook. There's a couple, it's like they have a couple of J loops here. They hook into one another. Well, it doesn't like to stay so well, which while you're trying to hook the sides in and all that, it's falling, kind of makes it a painful process. So just be aware of that. So what I managed to do is I zipped it a little bit, zipped it a couple inches on each side, and of course I even had to loosen up the inner straps. If you remember the straps that are connected to the tub in here, I loosened those up a little bit to give me some extra room. And of course my main the straps that strap to the main roll bar in there. I loosen those up, and so that's the best thing to do to get this thing down. Now next step, so I went ahead, I got the channel in here. Finally it's staying. I have the zippers done on both sides of this. Now we're going to put, I'm just going to install the tailgate bar. Now if you see here, it has, it's like a open slot. That slot will feed down my tube here, fit in there perfectly, and then it will fit into the tailgate receiver bar right there. So we're going to get that done, and after I do that, I'm going to try to pull these sides down, and then we'll see if we can cinch this thing down and tighten it up. All right, I finally got the back window in. It was really I put the tailgate bar on, managed to get it in place. Guys, this thing is, as a new top, it is really tight. It is more of a fight than I actually thought it would be. In fact, if you get some help doing it, that would be great. Now all we're going to do is, so I've done that. I cinched down, I went ahead and finished putting these in the track. I left those loose so I could get my rear window in. So get these in the track, and then you got your Velcro up here at the top. You start to pull this tight and attaching your Velcro. Get that down like that. These on the bottom, they have the hard clips. They'll slide into the track down there. So they open up just like that. Goes over it very nicely. And get some more Velcro here. We'll put the top down in a minute, and I think we have a little bit of work on the inside we need to do. All right, guys, we'll do a quick walk around. Finished putting the top together, putting it on. See if I can give you some good shots of it. Got a nice little fastback look. This particular top came with the tinted windows, which I like. It relies heavily on Velcro around these edges through here. It seems to go down quite nicely in the edges. Get up top and look at it. And you see, this is fairly taut across the top. If you notice on mine, I did have a previous, I did have a safari top on it, and I built a bar for the middle that keeps rain or water from pooling in the middle, which sometimes they'll do on these frameless tops. So if you guys are interested in hearing about that, that is not steel. I use PVC to make that. So if anybody's interested in that, just hit me up under my video, and I'll build a short video on how to make those. They're just quick and easy, cheap, under 10 bucks. So I went in, we managed to, in fact, I saved these for last. These are the middle straps that I told you somewhere in the middle of the instructions to go ahead and tighten down. I just tightened those down last. And I stowed away the excess in under the Velcro for the speaker bar. Inside looks very nice. The window is nice and clear. Of course, the new top. So the parting notes is how long would it take to do this job? It's kind of hard to say. I mean, trying to make a video and do this also. I would say you could probably do it in a couple hours the first go. I mean, after that, you could probably do it a little quicker. I've showed you all the tools and that you would need. So as long as you do your measurements good and all that, it's not that bad. Things to note, if you can get some help, do get some help putting this thing together. I mean, you could do all the frame modification you need to do yourself, but when you start stretching this top, like I said, some of it's a battle, especially trying to get the back window to stay in that little groove up there that they've made for it. Again, be sure that when you're doing the side windows, just leave the bottom out of the channel on both sides. When you originally do it, go ahead and get this in the channel here, then go ahead and zip it, go around to the other side, do it, and then put it in the channels. And I would leave the corners open while working with the back window. And you get this back window zipped in and start pulling everything tight. I waited. In fact, I got the entire window in, zipped down. I got the bottom tailgate rail that put in, all that put in. I put these in last. And again, it's a battle. It's a little bit of a battle because this is a new top and it's tight. It will stretch over time and loosen up, which is good. I do like the look. It was a reasonably priced top. So guys, if you like my video, just hit like down there. I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel, because my plans are to put lots of more stuff up. In fact, probably after I've had this thing, ran it for a couple of weeks or so, I plan on doing a review on this thing. So anywho, there it is. Pavement ends by Best Top. This thing fits Jeep TJ mine's 2001. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you out. If you have any questions, I left anything out, please let me know. Thanks for watching.